Right now, 67% of Americans are following financial advice that was designed to keep them poor. They are hoarding cash in savings accounts, earning 0.4% interest, while inflation runs at 3.1%. That is not safety. That is a guaranteed loss of purchasing power. The emergency fund advice you have been following since high school personal finance class was written in 1985, when savings accounts paid 8% interest and inflation was under control. That world does not exist anymore. Yet financial gurus are still telling you to keep 6 months of expenses, sometimes $30,000 or more, sitting in a bank account where it loses value every single day. Let me show you what is really happening to your money. When you park $30,000 in a savings account earning 0.4% annual interest, you make $120 per year before taxes. Meanwhile, inflation at 3.1% means that same $30,000 loses $930 in purchasing power annually. You are going backwards by $810 every year just by following conventional advice. The banks know this. They are paying you almost nothing to borrow your money, then turning around and lending it out at 7% for auto loans, 21% for credit cards, and 8% for mortgages. Your emergency fund is their profit center, and here's the part they definitely do not advertise. FDIC insurance, the thing that is supposed to protect your savings, covers $250,000 per depositor per bank. Sounds safe, right? Except the FDIC insurance fund has only $128 billion in reserves to cover $10.5 trillion in insured deposits as of 2025. That is a 1.22% coverage ratio. If multiple banks fail simultaneously, like we saw with Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank in 2023, that fund gets drained fast. Your emergency fund is not as safe as they told you. But here is what makes this even more insidious. The 6-month emergency fund rule was created during an era when the average job loss lasted 12 weeks. In 2025, the average unemployment duration is 20 weeks, nearly 5 months. So even if you follow the old rule perfectly, you are still cutting it close in a real emergency. And if you are in a specialized industry or over 40, your job search could easily take 9 to 12 months. The rule was never designed for the modern economy. So what is the alternative? I am not saying have zero emergency savings. I am saying the all or nothing approach is designed to keep your wealth stuck. Here is what actually works in 2025. Keep 1 month of core expenses in an actual high-yield savings account, not your regular bank. Right now, online banks like Marcus and Ally are paying 4.5% to 5.1%. That is 10 times what traditional banks offer. For the next 2 to 3 months of expenses, open a brokerage account and put it in a money market fund or ultra short-term treasury ETF. These are paying 5.2% to 5.4% as of early 2025. They are liquid within 1 business day, and they actually keep pace with inflation. You are not locking up your money, you are just putting it somewhere that does not bleed value. For months 4 through 6, consider I-bonds or short-term CDs with no withdrawal penalties. I-bonds are currently paying 5.27% and are indexed to inflation. You cannot touch them for 12 months, but if you already have 3 months covered in liquid funds, that is fine. This is your deeper safety net, and it is actually growing instead of shrinking. Now here is the move almost nobody talks about. Once you have that 3 to 6 month foundation, every additional dollar should go into assets that generate cash flow or appreciate faster than inflation. That means index funds, dividend stocks, REITs, even a side business. The goal is not to hoard cash. The goal is to build systems that replace your income if something goes wrong. Because here's the truth. If you lose your job and you have $50,000 in a savings account, you have a timer counting down. Every month you are burning cash with no way to replace it. But if you lose your job and you have $15,000 in liquid savings, plus $35,000 generating $150 a month in dividends, you just bought yourself more time and you are still building wealth. The system does not want you to understand this. They want you sitting on piles of dead cash, feeling responsible and safe while they use your money to get rich. They have convinced an entire generation that liquidity equals safety and that investing equals risk. But in an inflationary environment, cash is the risk. So here's what you do today. Log into your bank account and check your savings interest rate. If it is under 4%, you are getting robbed. Open a high-yield savings account this week Move 1 month of expenses there. Then open a brokerage account, buy a money market fund or treasury ETF, and move another 2 months of expenses. You have just upgraded your emergency fund from a wealth destroyer to a wealth preserver, and you did it without taking on any real risk. Next video, I am breaking down the 401k scam and why your retirement account is designed to make Wall Street rich, not you. You are not going to want to miss that one. If this video just changed how you see your money, hit subscribe. We are exposing every trap the system does not want you to know about. This is not financial advice. I'll always consult a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions.